every time I looked at an object in another way or in more detail or analytically, that what I knew about the object had changed, right? So what we went to was a series of annotations, and that the annotations are version, they're sort of named with a date. And I was talking to Maria because what seemed to me to be the ideal way to do to make this kind of information really accessible was in a media wiki format, so like a Wikipedia format, where there's sort of the summary information about the thing, but then there's a series of annotations and versions of those annotations that are dated and they're authored, and it's very clear and there's a dialogue about how valid that is or might not be. That those are really, that's that space we were talking about, that activated space that I think is really important. And they're doing this at the Modern, or they're doing a prototype of it at the Modern, it sounds like. Can you speak to that? Or Mark can? Where's got the
Well, maybe I'll start and then take it. So we started, or Chill's there actually, who's the now head of collections department. She wanted to develop a documentation that is sort of applicable to all sorts of different installations. And what they came up with is what they call a conceptual framework, and it started out as this binder thing that has multiple tabs, and it's meant to sort of easily collect all the voices that are involved with the preservation of an artwork. So it has the curatorial voice in it. It has the curatorial description, which is written by the curator. It has installation instructions. It has an equipment list. It has exhibition history, previous installations. It has contracts, etc. So it has all these tabs, and the idea was really like to capture all this information that really only becomes apparent when you actually install the work. Because as long as you have the components on the shelf, you don't know what the work is about. Really. So to capture all this information, and then we were playing with that and we tried it out, but then it lived in the binder, which was not even easy, to replicate, because you have to get it all out of the binder in the copy machine. So then we wanted to take that work to the next level, that is actually accessible to the whole museum. And it's an internal wiki, so it's not, because it has all sorts of sensitive information in it, and we also didn't want people to censor themselves when they were typing stuff in. So we developed this wiki.
So there was, we live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we're like binders. I've been working at ABAC earlier, and they did the AV Artifact Atlas, which is a media wiki of audio and visual common artifacts. We have a lot of video. And Martina asked me, we should do a wiki. So we threw out MediaWiki. It's the same software that runs Wikipedia. And Martina dutifully started taking this process that goes on in Team Media, SF MoMA, and bringing it online internally and facilitating collaboration between conservation, installation, registration, curatorial, all these different groups to really create a whole sphere of documentation around these artworks. Also, there's a topic of versioning. We talked about in Team Media, there are really two critical places to document these artworks: as a point of acquisition and the point of installation, because you get it, you have this golden period, and then you don't have it again until installation. That's actually expanded, the dialogue expanded the point of creation. SF MoMA got a Mellon grant for the Artist Initiative to engage the artist at the point of creation. That's a different topic. But
Maybe
yeah.
just to jump in on that,
Yeah.
why exhibition and why acquisition? Because that's when everybody's attention is
on
right there.
Yeah.
That's when the money is available. Like I know budget was like sort of the elephant in the room here all day. That's why these kind of moments when we
Yeah, and so with this creation, acquisition, installation, reinstallation, you have a version system. Now, I started out, you can see my work on software-based art. So I'm like, why can't we put this version of the source code in TMS? We can't really put this version of the source code in Archive Mannequins, put it away. I was dealing with NetArt, Agent Ruby, which is a NetArt piece, and so it's always running. So I know if it's down, and so I have to keep patching it, thinking about how to keep it up. So with software-based artwork and source code, you have to have versions, tracking these versions. But I think in an example of wiki and media art, you know, a fixed archive model doesn't really do it. And it's from CRT to source code to you know, migrating this whole electronic circuit to an Arduino. You have these versions, and you have to have a way to track them. Nothing against TMS and Embark. They're actually, Joanna Phillips of the Guggenheims raised these topics, and they're working on addressing it as well. But we're seeing with media art some transfer versions